Alright, what's going on, man? It's your boy Gregory Cooper and I'm back with another video, man. Looking for my star, so I'm not going nowhere. So if you're new here, you probably don't know how much I love phone pauses, but before we get into that, let me talk to you. If you're subscribed already, this ain't for you. This is for somebody else. If you're new here, how about you go ahead and click that button down there that says subscribe. You'll know you've subscribed when it says subscribe. You know, that helps me out a ton. It helps get my name out there and I can provide more content for y'all. Let me go ahead and bring everybody else back. But I absolutely love phone pauses and most of the things that fall under that umbrella. So port pauses, flight pauses, Clogposites, phone pauses, like most of the sneakers that fall under the phone posit family, I can get down with. But we're not here to talk about my love for phone posits. I've done that more than enough. We're here to talk about these. So these are gonna be the Supreme Clogposites. I wanna say these came out, I wanna say in November or either October. It definitely wasn't December. I wanna say it was November or October, one of those months. I knew once I saw these because it was a 3-pack, had the yellow and the blue, had the red and the green, and it had the all black pair, but I absolutely knew I had to get this pair. Unfortunately, I had to buy these resale, so I didn't pay much for resale because the person who sold them to me didn't package it in a box. It kind of just showed up with the shoes just in there, just kind of like naked and loose. So that wasn't great, but I knew I had to get these because I absolutely love phone posits. And I just thought it was dope that they were bringing and revisiting a lot of those old like GRs, they're bringing back the flight pauses, they're bringing back the Clogposites, which at its time, it was ahead of its time. I can absolutely say that. Like at the time, people were really rocking shoes that look like this. Like this is definitely out of the norm. I think these came out, or they debuted in 2001, I wanna say. Like 2001, you probably would've got flamed for rocking these, even though phone pauses were pretty like big at the time. But I still think this was a little too far in advance for the time that it did came out. Or that it did come out, but these making a comeback makes me happy because I know that's gonna get more, you know, GR releases, gonna get more collab attention, and I think there's gonna be extremely, even though these are dope, like, you know, the black pair can't really go wrong with it, can be paired with a lot of things. Even though these are dope, I'm looking for that CDG or like that extra mile someone's gonna take this and just elevate it to a level that nobody thought they could take it. But I've been yapping about this a little bit longer than I need to, but let's actually talk about how I felt about the Clogposit. Now, first, I'm gonna be talking about sizing. These right here are a 9.5. I feel like throughout this year, I bought way more 9.5s than I did 9s, although there are some 9s in my closet. Most of my sneakers I bought this year and most of them that's in my closet currently are 9.5s. These fit. With the one exception, this has to be the thickest insole I've ever seen on a shoe, let alone a slide. Like, it is so plush and it takes up so much space in this small shoe. I can't wear these with this insole, unfortunately. So most of the time that I've been wearing these and the time that I've spent in these has been with a different insole. Now, the insole I have been wearing with the Clogposit has been this DMA one that I've had for a couple years. It's kind of worn in, so like it's really soft, but like just look at the difference in the sizing of these. Like this Nike one is so thick, and I don't know if this is like true for all Clogposites. I don't know if they just did this special for the Supreme pair, but this makes it basically, I can still put my foot in the shoe, but what happens is when I put it on, my foot steps on the back of this piece right here. So every step I take, I'm stepping on the back of this. I don't think I necessarily need a size 10. The only reason I would need a size 10 is if I wanted to rock it with, you know, just a straight out the box with the insole that's provided. Like I would have preferred a 10 in this just because I feel like stepping on this back part all the time is really annoying. So that's why I've been rocking these lately with the insole here. Because my foot's actually settled, I'm not stepping on the back of this part. I'm actually in the shoe. Funny enough, as I was talking, I was kind of getting further and further away from what I was trying to say. Sizing. I believe you can go with your true size. Like the 9.5 fits, but I can see a world where someone might want to go a half size up, especially if all of them, again, excluding the Nike Supreme collab aside, if all the GRs have this insole this thick, I probably would have went with a 10, and I feel like that would have been a little bit more comfortable. Which is funny because I said the same thing about the Flightposite. Now again, I did say that the Flightposite was true to size, but I also mentioned I can see a world where someone might go a half size up just for a little bit of extra room, which is basically on par with the Clogposite except like minor differences. But it's just weird because with the Foamposite, this is what the insole of the CDG Foamposite looks like. And I said it in my comparison video of the Foamposite versus the Flightposite. I feel like the Foamposite is a little bit more comfortable. So it's interesting because these have thicker insoles, but they're not as soft as this insole, which is thinner, a little bit more flimsy. These are a little bit thicker, have like these little pads at the bottom, and this one's a little different. But like, it's really plush, really thick, but it doesn't necessarily add more comfort. It's just taking up more space in the shoe. So I just thought that was weird. When I was looking at the comparison between the Flightposite, Clogposite, and now the Foamposite, I was just like, you know, what do you gain by having an insole this thick? And I don't really know, just because it's not adding extra comfort, it's just taking up more space in the shoe. So I basically say all that to say the Clogposite, with this insole, I can see a world where I probably would have preferred a size 10. Now, the Clogposite with this DMA insole that's a little bit slimmer, I feel like this is my true size. My foot actually feels like it's settled in there. I don't feel like I'm falling out the shoe, and I'm actually not stepping on the back of this piece right here. It's just like an overall better experience. So again, I don't know what that tells me. Use that information for what you will when you're buying your pairs of Clogposite. But personally, I probably won't rock the Clogposite with the insole that they provided, because I feel like this is a little bit more of a comfortable experience. And I just don't like stepping on something. Like, I'm always conscientious of it now. Like when I was rocking the insole, every time I took a step, I felt it. I was like, oh my God, bro, like, what the, hey, hold on, what the. But yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for my thoughts and opinions on sizing. Now let's talk about comfortability. I feel like I really don't have much to add here. These almost feel like a one-to-one to the Flightposites. And even when I was talking about my experience in the Flightposites, I still rank them below the Foamposite 1 in comfortability. So if I was to do a power ranking with the Foamposites, Flightposites, and Clogposites that I have currently, it would be the Foamposite 1, the most comfortable, the Clogposite, and then the Flightposite. With the Clogposite only having like very minor advantages to the Flightposite. I mean, obviously, one, these are slip-ons, so you could just put your foot in, take them right out. There's no like lacing system, there's no zipper, there's no, you know, I feel like that adds to the overall experience in the shoe as far as comfortability. But really, they just feel the same. Like, these are also very light, which the Flightposites are very light as well. They have the ventilation right here, so like it's allowing airflow. Odor buildup is probably not going to be like a major issue with these unless you're just sweating heavy. But they really just feel very much so just like a Flightposite without the lacing system, the zipper, and, you know, it being, you know, low top and a slip-on shoe. So comfortability wise, like, I would, if I gave the Flightposite a 6.5 in comfortability, these are probably a 7. So really, like, my final thoughts on the Clogposite is I feel like the sizing is going to be like the major issue for everyone. Again, me personally, if I'm going straight from box to feet, I would probably say half size up, in my opinion. So if your true size is a 9, get the 9.5. If your true size is a 9.5, get the 10. Again, if you want to swap the insole because you accidentally got a different size, I think you're still safe, because in my experience, this insole is really thick. This insole is really thin. And with the thin insole, my foot felt perfectly in the shoe. I felt secure. I wasn't stepping on the back of this piece here. Like, it felt like, oh, okay, like this is what it should feel like versus with the original insole. I felt like the shoe was taking up too much space. My foot wasn't really settled in the shoe, and I was stepping on the back, and it was just like really annoying. So again, take that information for what you will. I am just giving you my experience. Yeah, I'm just happy that Clogposites, Flightposites, Foamposites are back in circulation. I'm glad that they're revisiting old colorways like the copper. I know we got the Galaxies coming out next year. I'm just happy that they're back and popping. So let me know in the comments, what do you think of the Clogposites? Is this a shoe that you would pick up yourself? I'm interested to know what people think of the Clogposites. But without further ado, like I always do, I'll catch you in the next one.
But I love the way you work it. Ay, I love the way you work it for me.